Beautiful morning from India, and good noon, good evening to all the global talk shows, global people across this globe. And today, I appreciate a great personality, a renowned personality from beautiful country, Switzerland, and she is none other than Dr. Ruby Bakshi Khurdi. So, welcome, Dr. Ruby, to our global talk show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya, for the warm welcome, and I'm happy to be on your show.
Well, Dr. Ruby Bakshi needs not any introduction because she is a highly influential person. But still, let's take this journey on by introducing her. She is a multi talented woman I have ever seen now. Award winning educationist, author, and a public speaker. And I am so super excited to host this show with beautiful Dr. Ruby. Well, Dr. Ruby, now straight away, along with my global audience, I would love to know your beautiful life journey. That is so inspiring, and that is going to inspire our global audience today.
First of all, thank you so much for giving me this platform to share the journey of my life here in Switzerland. I come from India. I talk India, I walk India. Wherever I go, that India is evident with me as a personality or as a person. Having said that, I always say that on every platform, India being my Janamabhoomi, I'm very proud of it. I feel very, like a sense of achievement when I share the things that I have gone through from being a shy girl from India to a motivational speaker in Switzerland. The journey was not so easy. It looks wow. It looks like a golden page or like a movie as it's shown is in the movies. It looks very colorful. But we all know behind every journey there is a lot of struggle. There's a lot of passion. What you want to become, where you want to go. So it was a very slow and steady walk, I would say. But because I was passionate, because I was really willing to make a mark for myself in this new country, in this culture where everything was complete contrast to where I come from. So it was not very easy. But because I was very excited, and as a girl from India, we always see Switzerland in movies. In Bollywood movies, it's depicted as like, wow, every girl wants to go there to meet her Prince Charming. So it was something like that for me as well, but with the difference that I had come here in this country, married with my husband. And when we came here, it was discovering and knowing a new place. And you can understand, in India, we are brought up in a very cultural environment, very close-knit families, so not everything is very open as it's here in West. So I did face a big cultural shock in the beginning, thinking everything is gonna be like the way it's predicted in movies or shown in the good ending books, but it was not so. I had my struggles in terms of culture, in terms of language, in terms of people interaction, because language was a barrier. Here I live in the French speaking part, so in the beginning it was a little difficult to interact with people. And because I could not speak the language, I was considered as if I'm a snob, or I don't want to talk to people. Imagine a person like me. But since I was not aware of it, I thought like people just don't like to talk too much, they like to keep distance. But gradually, when I started going out of my comfort zone, trying to speak in broken French or whatever way I could express myself, I think that started making a small difference in my life, because people could see that I'm making an effort. Despite the fact language being a barrier, I was making an effort to get across to the people. So I think that started making a bit of a difference. And in terms of education, I would just say, because I was in India as well, teaching in international college. So it really helped me. It was an all girls college. So it really helped me to, I would say, take the first baby steps in Switzerland. And it was a good journey, I would say, because I had an experience with all girls college, which was much bigger, with a lot of, I would say, teachers of all different age groups. So here I was interacting with people of different age groups as well as different nationalities. That was the difference here. So I would say it was nice, but with a difference, because everyone was thinking, I was young, I was very young, and all the teachers who were there at that point of time, they were much older in age. So they were all the time saying, oh, a girl from India, girl from India. Oh, you're our daughter's age. Or you just start out of
Great. Wow.
college. So,
I love
those
this.
kind of comments, Dr. Supriya, you can understand how it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
when you're
exactly.
young and when you're starting your career in a foreign country. You do meet with these kind of, remarks, I would say. And I was constantly, and I would say consistently, in the process to prove that, yes, this girl from India is someone who is here to make a mark. I'm going to make splashes in the international world in my own way. And with the support of all the people with whom I was working, whether it was my students, whether it was my co-workers, and of course the management as well, the journey was quite eventful, and it did make a splash, and it did make a wonderful and memorable, I would say, journey for myself.
Wow. And I must say, Dr. Ruby, the way you had headed your journey in a foreign country at such a young age is really, really commendable and a marvelous job, because it is not everybody's, cup of tea who can go over there, who can settle over there. And now when I see you on social media, especially LinkedIn, I feel you are a great successful woman, a woman of substance, because establishing you in such an incredible manner really requires a lot of strength, a lot of courage, and a lot of perseverance, which you are. And I'm sure people, especially our feminine, beautifully feminine, who are watching us today, they are going to get a lot of inspiration. And if they are facing such hurdles in their life, they are going to get a lot of boost, a lot of zest, and they're going to move forward with your beautiful, incredible story as an inspiration. And that's what I am, I am inspiring, getting inspired by you. Yes, we have to move forward in any condition of our life. So thank you so much for this beautiful answer. I'm so, so impressed, Dr. Ruby. Well, I am sure, Dr. Ruby, after coming to this position, it's not an easy game. You must have faced a lot of challenges. It's very common and natural. And I would love to know what kind of challenges you had faced in your professional or personal, and the most beautiful thing, how you overcome those challenges. So please enlighten us.
That's a very, very good question, Dr. Supriya, and I appreciate you for asking that. Yes, the challenges that I faced are many, but the one challenge which I really want to share with the global audience is, when I became a dean of a college here, academic dean of a college, I was under 30. So being academic dean under 30, and at that time I didn't have my doctorate. I had applied for becoming or studying doctorate here over here in the university. So when I was giving that responsibility, for every person, I think it's like a dream come true. They feel excited, they feel happy. Yes, I have got it. But for me, I was not excited. I was not really sure whether I can take that responsibility or not. Am I really capable? Am I really self-sufficient or reliable to, or valid? Is that valid? Is that really good that I'm the one that they have chosen? If I'm not able to prove myself, what will happen? So when I was told that I have to take this responsibility, it was a mixed feeling. I was not very comfortable or confident about it. But when I did get that responsibility, I said, okay, let me see if I can do it or not. So I told the director at that point of time that, yes, I'm happy, I'm honored that you have given me this responsibility, but I need to prove, because I'm not sure that I will be able to do it, and I need all your support. So they say that behind every successful man, there is a woman. But I would say behind my success, there was this person, the CEO of the company, the founder of this organization, who pushed me. I did not know him. He was a Swiss guy. I had no connection, nothing at all. But the fact that he came in my life as a father figure, he said, I believe in you. You are young, but you're dynamic. And I can see the spark of passion to do something different in you. So I give you this responsibility. And of course, I'm there with you. So I think that assurance gave me a kick. that assurance gave me a boost that yes, someone in a foreign country is trusting me, so I have to keep that trust. And yes, it was a very, very big challenge because one, I was not really, I would say, qualified at that point of time to take the responsibility, yet it was given. And two, all the teachers who were there, my staff that I was going to lead, was more qualified, and they had a very different way of learning and working over there. So I bought a big change. I bought a digital change at the workplace. I made everything computerized. They were still using chalk and boards. They were still using folders and files, the real folders and files, not digital ones. So I made those changes over there. And we started using smart boards. And of course, smart boards concept was very, very new back then, coming from States, USA. So we had people who came here to teach how to use a smart board. Like whatever you write, you can take snapshots, you can save it, you can put in your memory drive, you can put it in your Google Drive, all those things, which back then were like, what the hell we are doing? Some of the teachers, they were very annoyed. They did not like it because it was extra work. But I told them it's extra work in the beginning. You need to make that extra, but then you are cool, then it's done. You just need to update it. That's it. So that was one big challenge, becoming a dean, taking the responsibility and making people work with me as a team. That was one of the biggest challenges that I faced. And also because if you see, higher education is more male dominated. There are not many women professors or lecturers
True.
up there.
Very true.
And I am in human resources. That's my main area of specialization. So in HR as well, even though it's very human oriented, but we don't have many female professors up there. So that was another big challenge which I faced here, because they would always tell me, are you sure you can do it? Are you confident? And sometimes they would joke around, when I would enter the teacher's room, they would say, oh, this is just for teachers, this is not for students, in a very funny way. So I did
Because
face a
that
very,
time you were looking exactly like a student, not like a teacher. Yeah.
exactly. So for them, it was in a fun way, they would say.
Huh.
And I would say there was glass ceiling, but in a very, I would say, in a very subtle way. I did face a glass ceiling as well. I could not go to some of the, projects which were, I felt it's for me, it's tailor made for me, but I was turned down. And other professor, colleague, a male professor, was given those opportunities. So at some point of time, I felt very low, or I felt disheartened. But then I said, maybe there's something better coming up, so that there was this, it's very difficult to say now that I'm talking, when I look back, I'm like, okay, it's gone. But at that point of time, I used to feel angry. I used to feel upset. Why me? Is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm maybe I'm not qualified? Or is it because I'm from, a different country? So a lot of is it in my life. But then I said, okay, shut up, Ruby. Don't think so much. Focus. You just need to focus. If you waste your time in talking about I, me, myself, I can do it, I have the credibility, no one is going to listen to you. Just keep working and let your performance, let your work make the noise. And I think that was one thing that made a big difference. The colleagues, the professors who at some point of time were like my rivals or like considered me as a threat, they kind of became friendly. They kind of became like a team because they saw that I was making some positive changes, something that was for all of us. And I consistently work with them to tell them we are not competitors. We are working together. What you have as an expertise, I can benefit from that. And what I have, I would love to share it with you so that together we grow and move. And I think these qualities help me in creating a good balance between the country that I come from and the country that I am in. And I guess this was a big changer, or I would say game changer in my life, because people started thinking and people started taking me a bit more seriously. There was nothing to do with age. There was nothing to do with gender. It was with the person I am. I started getting the recognition in higher education as well as in the area that I live, in the community that I live.
Wow. Dr. Ruby, I must appreciate your, inner strength, because really in order to prove yourself in a foreign country initially, it requires lot of strength, and the way you motivated yourself, this is really beautifying things, because there is no one who will push you. Maybe your
Mhm.
family and friends can push you up to a certain limit, but the most important person is you, who has to keep yourself motivated. And the way you said, no, Ruby, you can do it. No, it's mine. And it was really mind blowing. Yes, global audience, we have to motivate ourselves, because there is no one who will say, keep going, keep going. So it's our inner soul, our inner child that should say, yes, you can do it, and you have to move this. And this is really, really inspiring, Dr. Ruby. And along with my audience, even me, I am getting a lot of positive vibes, a lot of zest from your life, and we are going to follow what you are giving as a successful mantra. Hats off to you, Dr. Ruby. Well, moving to this beautiful show, Global Talk Show by Business Power Academy Netherlands. Now, this is the most favorite question. I'm so excited to learn what is Dr. Ruby passion, work, and even I know she's a TEDx speaker. She has written so many books, and I would love to know. Yeah.
Uh, TEDx was one of the game changers again. That was another milestone in my life, which happened in 2018. I was very, very fortunate. I would say that I got that platform to express myself. And the topic that I expressed was learning human values via emotional intelligence. And at that point of time, emotional intelligence was also thought of as a very, I would say, strong point, or a strong, I would say, making a splash in the international world, but it was not so serious. People knew that there's something like EI, but people were not talking about it so much as compared to AI, artificial intelligence. But when I gave that talk, it got me a lot of, I would say, heads up, or people started noticing me more. My voice got a bigger impact, and I think that was a turning point. And also in 2018, another remarkable thing that happened was that as I was invited by Princess Sabika, of Queen of Bahrain, to talk on a global platform of women. It was a conference where it was for women empowerment. There were women leaders from practically all over the world. So for me, that was a very, very prestigious honor, because one, I did not know anyone in that circle. It was a complete, I still don't know how it happened. It's still a miracle, or it's still a, like a wow thing in my life. But when I was there, I got to know lots and lots of other women leaders who are not very well known on social media, but they are doing something substantial. So it's true, sometimes we have to use social media as our advantage because it helps us to create a buzz. But also, there are some people, both men and women, who are working consistently towards betterment of society, towards betterment of a particular cause. Maybe it's children education, or for older people, what can be done, like, once men or women are at an age that there's nobody to take care of them, what needs to be done for them. Or for girl education, there are loads and loads of initiatives which are there, which people don't talk, or just we just get to listen in newspapers, or sometimes in let's say United Nations is talking about it, but we don't really see so much in the real life. So I'm very happy, and I'm very, I would say, blessed that I got an opportunity to do a lot of such things during a span of last 5 years. In last 5 years, my life really went a U-turn when I decided to step down as a dean of a college, academic dean of a college. It's been 7 years that I stepped down, but in last 5 years, I started getting back to my, back to myself. Because when you are at that level, when you're at a higher level and you step down, you feel everything is shattering, everything has come down. Now I'm nobody. I was a somebody, and from a somebody, I have become a nobody. I was in that state of mind for some time. But then I thought, no, it's important. The decision that I have taken, I have to stay with it, because now my kids are priority. I have to change, I have to give time to them also. Family has always been number one priority for me from very beginning. But when I was a dean, I was handling the responsibilities together with my husband, because my support system is very strong. And it's very important, especially for women, for us women, to have a strong support system. And Luckily, even though I'm in Switzerland, far away from my parents or from my in-laws, my husband has been a good support in giving that, push. Ali, go. I'm there. But as a person, I thought, no, I have to take a step down because I need to pay attention on children. And that's what made me open and change from being just academician to becoming a humanitarian. It was a game changer. In 5 years, I went in a circle, is a full circle. Even when I was a young girl back in school, I grew up in Lucknow. So when I was in Lucknow, I used to go to these camps, NSS, National Service Scheme camps. And I was a president in my college. I was a president of that camp. And we used to go to these villages to tell them about sanitation, to tell them about, health, how you can lead a good life, and tell them about various things which we were taught. We were trained by our teachers in college, and then we would teach them in the villages. So I had those sparks. But because, when you're growing up and you're studying, you get so lost and you get so much engrossed in making yourself, in making your own life, that it kind of somewhere got lost. But in those last 5 years, I think it came a full circle. And I started getting involved. I started getting, more engrossed in those kind of initiatives. So here I've also got one of my own. I'm the founder of Indo-Swiss Cultural Network, which is like a bridge between Indians and Swiss. So whatever is great in India, I'd like to share that on the platform, and whatever is great in Switzerland, I like to share that also in the platform. So like this, it's a big mix of people from all over and who are sharing the positive things. So it's a platform where they share about their business, they share about their work, if there's a work requirement and stuff like that. So it was just an initiative to help people, because when I came to Switzerland, I felt lost. I felt like it's great to be here, but what do I do if I don't speak the language? What do I do if I don't have my network of people? So I made this network for everyone and anyone who is here in this country and as well as in India, to bridge the gap. And the second initiative which I took, and which really helped me in understanding women, who are not on social media so much, is Réseau Interculturel. It's a French name. When we say Réseau Interculturel, so it's like Interculturel de Femmes, which is women of different cultures. As a president of this organization, or I would say as a president of this social organization, I try to bridge the gap between the haves and have-nots. Women who have achieved something and women who are still at the, at the gate or at the threshold to achieve something. They're still wanting to fly. They're still not up there. So we have our monthly meetings. Sometimes there are some initiatives which are great, which are amazing, but people don't know because they're not on any social media, or they don't have access to different kinds of news or materials. So we share those informations, we meet, and we tell them to express themselves. So some of the things I share as well on my network, and some of the things I don't, because they are not comfortable sharing. And that's what I want to tell, that there are lots and lots of such initiatives which I'm doing, helping in the old age home, being there, just telling them stories, laughing with them, because there are lots and lots of people here who live in old age homes because they don't have family, or their children are very busy, so leave their parents in those places. And coming from India, it really hurt me. And I was very, very sad when I saw that. When I started going to that place good 10 years ago, at that time I started going because I was missing my grandparents. So I wanted to see, I wanted to be with them. But gradually it became like a habit. It became whenever they would see me, some of them, they didn't even know my name. Some of them, they didn't even remember my name because they had some memory problems, or they had some issues. They were medically not well. So when they would see me, they would just be like, they had that excitement. So I think that started changing me more, that I just don't have to do something to be there, but I have to do something to be the reason of smile on some people's faces. So these are some of the things, Dr. Supriya, which I would like to share with your audience, that I have been doing, and I invite people to do it more. Just don't do it for the heck of sharing it on your social media that I did that and I am doing that. But just do certain things which you don't have to share, but they give you inner happiness. They will make you evolve as a person. You will love it, and you'll get lots and lots of blessings from those people, because you will be the reason of smile on those people's faces. So it's very important to be a part of such mission where there is no ending. It's not that it's reached up. It's like a pavement where you keep going, and you see new adventures, you see new initiatives, and you just become part of it. So that's my message, I would say to everyone. Don't wait for the right time. Just grab the opportunities. They are there. Just keep your eyes open and ears open so that you can hear them and take a note of it and become a part of it.
That's awesome. And I don't have any words to thank you, Dr. Louis, because you have completed all short in one question, in one year of your answer. And I was, mesmerizingly, I was listening the way you have told about your journey, your mission, your challenges in such a lucid manner that, yes, you have done. And when you told that from somebody to nobody, this journey was really awesome. And I can understand what were your feelings that time, what were your mindset. But it's a saying, all well that ends well. Now you have made your mindset such a positive one that you are inspiring today millions, and I'm getting inspired a lot along with my global audience. So thank you so much for this brilliant answer. And now I would love to know straight away, what is Dr. Ruby's mission? What do you have planned for your great futures?
My mission is to educate people. I'm very, very passionate. I want that education should be something which should be like a human right. It should not be something that is just given to the people who are passionate or who have something to move forward, but as a human right to every child that is born. He or she needs to be educated. And I'm working with a lot of social organizations in my own way, in India, in Africa, in some of the countries where I want that people should be educated, because education is one weapon. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is one weapon that can change the world. If you are educated, you know your right and wrong. If you are educated, you know what is good for me and what is not good for me. So if you are educated in whatever way, I'm not saying the religious education or the degree education or school education, education in terms of human values, education in terms of knowing the right and wrong. Because if you are educated, you will definitely be self-sufficient. You will know how to move forward. And it's very important. And I am constantly working with other like-minded people, because I alone can't do it. We can't make a change just by ourselves. We have to have a team. We have to have an army of people. And only when we are getting together for a mission, for changing the world, it will happen. So my mission, it's like a continuous mission of my life, to keep educating people for life values, to keep educating people in whatever way. And I'm very, very passionate. I'm sure you know, Dr. Supriya, I'm very, very passionate about EI, emotion intelligence. So if you feel the connection with people, if you connect with people in whatever part of the world, even if you don't speak the language, sometimes I have been with people, with a lot of people from Saudi Arabia, from Afghanistan. Sometimes you don't understand, they don't speak English very well, and I don't speak their language. But still, with sign language, with their difficulties, or they showing some pictures, I want to do this, or they telling certain things, we are moving together. So my message again is, connect with like-minded audience, connect with people who you think will help you make that change. And when we work together consistently, change will happen.
Wow, this is really great. When we work together consistently, the word consistently plays a very amazing role in everybody's life. And that's life. We can see the beautiful vibes of Dr. Ruby Bakshi, who has come today in a global talk show and has revived, enlightened, blossomed the spring season. I must say, like just like a spring. So thank you so much, Dr. Ruby, for coming over here. Heartfelt thanks to you, much gratitude, and sparing a lovely, knowledgeable noon, according to India over here. And you have revived everyone, trust me. So once again, thank you so much for your great presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya, and all the best.
Thank you so much, global audience, for always inspiring us, for always motivating us. Keep doing that. Till then, stay happy, hail and hearty. Bye-bye for now.